Young Angel's Carol by Craig and Roxanne Scoville. Illustrations by Dustin and Jessica Clark. Once, there was a beautiful young angel named Roxy, who lived with Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother, and all the countless angel children in heaven. Although each and every child of God is special and unique. This is a story about Roxy. Roxy loved to read, write poetry, but mostly enjoyed painting. However, she wanted to do these things alone, but found it nearly impossible to be alone. Roxy's brothers and sisters wanted her to play with them, but Roxy wanted to be alone, painting. One day Roxy found a secluded place in a beautiful park where she could paint and be alone. While she was painting, she looked up and there was Heavenly Father walking toward her. "Roxy," he said, as she climbed onto his lap, "you have been on my mind a lot. And I know you are frustrated by always being in the company of others and never alone. There is a difference between privacy or solitude and loneliness. Here in heaven we are never alone. In fact, it is not good for you or any of my children to be alone or feel alone, like the girl in your painting. I can tell that you need to have some experiences that will help you learn the difference between being a part of something compared to being apart from something or somebody. So I am going to send you on a journey where you will meet some interesting characters." Roxy excitingly said, "So when do I begin?" And Heavenly Father lovingly said, "Now." Suddenly, Roxy was in the midst of a rainstorm and surrounded in every direction by hundreds of raindrops. But one raindrop in particular began talking to her. "Help me. I'm all alone and want to be with my friends." Roxy began to blow and created the wind that pushed the raindrop toward the other raindrops. "Oh, thank you so much," the raindrop yelled out in the midst of the storm. Then the raindrop said, "Watch and learn." Roxy watched the raindrop fall to the ground along with other raindrops and gathered together, playing games, singing and dancing and laughing as more and more raindrops joined together and flowed into a stream, and then into a great river, and then into a beautiful waterfall, and then into a lake. Roxy pondered on the raindrop and was amazed that so many small raindrops, together with other raindrops, could create so many bigger and greater things. She thought, togetherness can beget greatness. And then she found herself overlooking a savanna and gazing around and seeing nothing but grass and a single tree. Then Roxy heard the tree speak. "Please help me. I am so lonely here all by myself." Roxy caused the wind to bring seeds to fall onto the ground. Roxy then exclaimed, "Be patient, and other trees will join you." And then, like magic, and with time, Roxy saw trees growing all around the tree that once stood alone. Now the tree was surrounded by lots and lots of trees and was happy to be part of something bigger and grander, a forest. Roxy then thought, "I am part of my family, in the same way that this tree is part of this forest. And togetherness is an essential part of a family." Roxy then found herself looking at a young girl who was in her bedroom daydreaming and gazing out her window on a rainy day. The girl stared at the raindrops on the window pane, and it seemed as if one of the raindrops was speaking to the girl and saying, "Write about me," as it slid down the glass. The girl went to her desk and took out some paper and pen and started to write. At first just one word, rain. And then she wrote this sentence, "Have you ever listened to the rain?" But then the girl seemed to be stuck on this phrase and just couldn't seem to find the right words to move on. So Roxy flew into the bedroom and whispered into her ears some phrases and got the girl writing down these words and adding her own. And soon more and more words and sentences turned into a beautiful poem.
Have you ever listened to the rain? Each drop has a song to sing. If you gaze out the window and listen quite hard, the music will begin. The winds are the instruments, a magnificent, glorious orchestra. The clouds are the curtains that part at each different act. When the rain comes down, its chorus is beautiful. It sings out the coming spring and of all living things. And when the clouds part and the sun comes in, his mellow voice sings of the spring and tells of the summer sunshine. But till the rain ends, and no one knows when, we will ever have to wait and listen to hear the story it tells of the coming spring.
Roxy now found herself inside a music studio, where a young man was plucking over and over the musical note D, as he was looking at the photograph of a beautiful young woman on the music stand. Roxy could tell that this man missed his sweetheart very much, and the man seemed to be stuck on being sad and lonely, in the same way that he seemed stuck on a single lonely note. Roxy knew exactly what the man needed. He needed to be thinking of a happy time when he and his sweetheart were doing something fun together. So Roxy helped him remember some sweet experiences. The man closed his eyes, and sweet memories started to flow into his mind. And then he began to smile. The notes flowed from his mind into his fingertips and onto the sheet music. Roxy realized that connecting with one another is the real poetry and music of life.
You make me happy, you make me smile. You bring me sunshine when clouds go by. You are the bright light when skies are dark. You bring me hope when feeling lost. Bring me home, safely home. Bring me back where I belong. This ain't home, I'm not there. Where you are is home to me. You make me happy, you make me smile. You bring me sunshine when clouds go by. You are the bright light when skies are dark. You bring me hope when feeling lost.
Then, Roxy found herself back in the beautiful park and sitting on Heavenly Father's lap, as if she had never left. but she knew that she had had a wonderful experience. Roxy excitedly shared with him what she had learned. She said, "The raindrop, the tree, the poet, and the musician all taught me that we are happier together than we are apart." "Yes, I think you got the message," he said to her, and he added, "And love gives meaning to togetherness." Roxy had a special feeling as she sat at a family gathering and looked around at all her brothers and sisters and knew that everyone, yes, everyone including her, has some part to contribute to the great plan of life. In the same way that a raindrop contributes to a lake, a tree contributes to a forest, and a word contributes to a poem, and a musical note contributes to a symphony. And each stroke of the painter's brush contributes to the masterpiece. But now this painting meant more to her than any of her previous paintings, because this work represented a change in her life, when she finally learned the importance of being a part of God's family.